நிஜமான கதைகளு சுவையோடு சுகமாக உருவான கதைகளு.
குட்டி ஸ்டோரியோட ஒலி புத்தக பகுதியில் இன்னைக்கு நான் வாசிக்க போகிற நூல் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி ஃபார் கிட்ஸ் சிவில் ரைட்ஸ் மூமெண்ட். இந்த புத்தகம் டினோ பிபின்ற பப்ளிஷிங் ஹவுஸோடது. ரூபி பிரிட்ஜஸ். Born in Tylertown, Mississippi on September 8, 1954, Ruby Bridges was a well-known civil rights activist who played a significant role in the civil rights movement of 1950s-1960s. She spent her childhood on a small farm in her hometown. Like many African Americans of that time, her parents were sharecroppers, which means they worked on the land allocated to them but did not own it. When she was 4 years old, Ruby's family moved to the New Orleans, where they lived in a small apartment. Ruby and her 3 siblings, one sister and 2 younger brothers, shared a bedroom. Ruby's father had a job at a gas station while her mother did night jobs to make ends as money was scarce. Despite being poor, Ruby's childhood in New Orleans had lot of fun as she played many games including football, climbing trees and climbing ropes with her friends. New Orleans had segregation laws in place, so Ruby attended an all-black school. Even though she had to walk a long distance every day to reach school, she didn't mind it too much because she loved her teacher, Mrs. King, and enjoyed kindergarten. One day, Ruby was asked to take a test, though at that time she didn't know its significance. The result of this test would determine whether she was bright enough to attend a school for white children. Incidentally, Ruby aced the test and was chosen for integration, where intelligent black students could study alongside privileged white students. This exercise was one of the many to start an integration process to try and put an end to segregation laws of those times. As expected, Ruby's father opposed her going to a white school to study because he thought it was very dangerous. Many white people did not want Ruby to study in an all white school and openly showed their displeasure. However, her mother was insistent because she believed her daughter would get access to better education and have a better future if she went to the all white school. She was able to convince her husband to agree. Ruby and her parents did not have an easy time as she started her education in her new school, William Franz Elementary School. She was able to convince her husband to agree. Ruby and her parents did not have an easy time as she started her education in her new school, William Franz Elementary School. Although the school integrated for black children and white children, the classrooms were not. Ruby was the only one in her class of black children. Her teacher was a white lady named Mrs. Henry, and the teacher-student duo get along very well with each other. Also, many white parents took their children away from the school for fear that protesters would harm their kids. Protesters who were against integration of black children and white children did threaten the few white children who stayed. However, not everyone was against her. There were many who stood by the idea of integration and wholeheartedly supported Ruby and her family. Moreover, most of her problems reduced little by little, and by the time she finished her first grade, things were almost normal for Ruby. Soon, the classes in William Franz Elementary School consisted of both black and white children, and Ruby missed being an only child in her class getting the full attention of her beloved Miss Henry. Ruby attended integrated schools right up to her high school. Therefore, Ruby, as a little child, became a symbol of integration, and her family's grit to overcome all obstacles to achieve integration continues to remembered to this day.